Hello guys, hope you're doing great. Welcome to my channel, The Consistent Coder. So the problem that we are going to solve today is daily temperatures. Let's see what the problem is about. Given an integer array temperatures represents the daily temperatures, return an array answer such that answer at I is the number of days you have to wait until the ith day to get a warmer temperature. If there is no future day for which this is possible, keep answer at I equal to 0 instead. So the problem says that we are given a temperatures array where on each day it represents what is the temperature on that day. For example, on day 0 we have the temperature 73. So the problem says you have to return an array where for index 0 the temperature here is 73, right? You have to find what is the next day for which you get a temperature higher than 73. So for 73, what is the value? It's 1, because on the next day itself we find a temperature 74 which is greater than 73, right? So you basically have to wait 1 day in order to you get a value that is greater than 73. For 74, it's again the same, because immediately after 74 we get the temperature to be 75, so that is also 1. For 75, if you see, the next day is 71, and after that you have 69, and then 72, and then 76. So you basically have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get the temperature 76, which is greater than 75. So the answer is 4. So similarly, we have the other cases as well. So let's take this example. So 72, right? How many days do you have to wait to get a temperature that is greater than 72? 1 day, because immediately the next day you have a temperature of 76, so the value is 1. So if there is no answer, for example in this case for 76 there is no value to the right side on which you can find a value that is greater than 76, so you return 0. Same is the case for 73, which is 0. So how can we solve this problem? So generally whenever you are given a question like you have to find the temperature or values to the right side that is greater than something, stack is something that usually comes to mind. So let's see how we can solve this problem using stack. So on the first day the temperature is 73, so I'll simply push my temperature into it because the stack is currently empty. And now I'll move to the next day where the temperature is 74. Now if I compare 73 with the previous value in my stack, it's actually greater than. What does this suggest me? This says that, so if I'm on the day 73, right, I found a value to the right side where the temperature is actually greater than 73. But how do I know like how many days difference is there between the day where the temperature is 73 and the day where temperature is 74? No, I cannot know the difference in days using the temperature values, right? It's not possible. So what I'll do is, instead of pushing the temperatures, I'll push the indices. So we'll maintain the indices instead of the temperatures. So here we are initially here, right? So instead of pushing 73, we'll push 0. And then I'll move forward. Here I'll push 1. Now before moving forward, what I'll do is, first before pushing as well, first I'll check what is the temperature at 1. It's 74. And what is the temperature at 0? It's 73. Now I'll compare the temperatures. Now 74 is actually greater than 73. That means for the index 0, I have found a value to the right side where the temperature is actually greater than the temperature at this value, right? So that means I found an answer for this guy, because that is what we have to find. We have to find for every day what is the how many days do we have to wait until we get a warmer temperature. So for this guy we already found a value. That means answer at 0 is going to be 1 minus 0, because the warmer day to the right side of it is at 1 and my current index is 0. So it's 1 minus 0, which is 1. So now since this already been taken care of, we'll simply pop it out from my stack. Now I'll move forward. And then here I have the temperature to be 75. Now instead of pushing temperature, we're pushing indices, remember, right? So now I'll compare my 75 with the previous value, which is going to be 74, right? Now 75 and then 74. That means for 74 also, I have found a warmer day towards the right side. Now how many days did I have to wait? So I can easily find that using the indices, right? So this is going to be, the warmer day is at index 2 and my current day is at index 1. So it's 2 minus 1 is going to be 1 again. So now this has been taken care of, so I'll pop it out. Now 75, all right. Now I move to the next indices, which is index 3. Now I'll push index 3. Now the value is 71. Now is my 71 greater than 75? No, it's not. It's less than 75, right? So that means for 75, I still have to wait. You know what? 75, you'll still have to wait. We haven't found a value. So what I'll do, I'll simply push it into my stack and then I'll move forward. And then I go to index 4 where the temperature is 69. Now, is my 69 greater than 71? No, it's not. So that means for 71 also, I still haven't found a value to the right side of it. So I still have to wait. I'll move to the next index. So here I'll push the, I don't push, actually I'll just check, and then if we have to push, we'll actually do the push. You'll understand it clearly when we write the code, but yeah, let's do this right now. So for the index 5, the temperature is 72. Now for 72, if I compare it with the previous value 69, is it greater than 69? Yes, it is. So that means if I'm at this particular day where the temperature is 69, towards the right of it, I found a value which is greater than the value. So that means if I'm at the index 4, what is the warmer day to the right side for the first time? It's at index 5. So for index 4, it's at index 5, the value. So 5 minus 4 is going to be 1. So 5 minus 4 is going to be 1. So now we don't need this anymore because we have already taken care of it. So now what I will do, I'll compare 72 with 71. See, I'll do this recursively because the 72 is not only applicable to the immediately to the left of it, right? It's also applicable to the all the values to the left of it. So it could be the 72 could be the greater temperature to so many values to the before of it. So we have to check each and every case, right? Now I come here. So now what we will do, we'll compare 72 with 71. Now is 72 greater than 71? Yes, it is. That means if I'm at the index 3, when is the warmer day towards my right side? It's at index 5. This suggests that for index 3, I'll have to wait 2 more days in order to be able to reach to the temperature 72. So that means for index 3, it's going to be 5 minus 3, which is going to be 2. All right, now this is also popped. So index 3 also popped. Now I will check 72 with 75. Now is my 72 greater than 75? No, it's not. Now if this is not the case, what does this tell me? This tells me that I still have to wait to a temperature towards the right side of 75 to find a value which is greater than 75. So that means 72, you cannot you are not the answer for my warmer temperature. I still have to wait, basically that, right? See here, once I found that 72, it's actually less than 75, I'm not moving forward anymore left. Like in this case, now I found 69, right? That means 72 is greater than 69. So I move forward until I found 75. I'm not moving forward because basically if you look at the array, what we are basically doing is we are maintaining a decreasing array, strictly decreasing array. So we initially had 73 and then we had 74. So that means we popped 73, and then when 75 came, we popped 74, and then when 71 came, we did not pop anything because this value is not greater than 75, and then 69 came. So basically we are maintaining a strictly decreasing array. So if I found a value something like 72, and then I pop 69 and pop 71, and then I cannot pop 75 because 72 is not greater than 75. Now what does it suggest me? That even if there is a value towards the left side of 75, it's going to be greater than something like 82, right? So we don't need to go towards the left, because if this value is not greater than this value, how can this be greater than the value towards the left of it? That's the logic basically. So we don't need to actually go any further towards the left, right? Okay, now where are we here? Now we move to the index 6, right? Now we move to the index 6, and here what is the value? The value is 76. Okay, now is my 76 greater than 72, the previous value? Yes, it is. That means now we are at the index 5, and then we are saying, you know what, we found a value at the index 6 where the temperature is greater than my current temperature. So how many days did I have to wait? So it's basically the difference, right? 6 minus 5, which is going to be 1. So for index 5, it's going to be 1. Now I pop this out, and then I look here. So this is the one to the immediately left of it, right? So 76, I'll compare it with 75. Okay, now again, I see that 76 is greater than 75. That means when I'm at day 2, I mean index at 2, the temperature is 75, and then towards the right I found a value which is greater than my temperature. That means I found my warmer day. What is the difference in indices? 6 minus 2, which is going to be 4. So for index 2, it's going to be 4. And this suggests me that I'll have to wait 4 days if I have to find a temperature that is greater than 75. So I'll pop it out because I have found an answer to this. Now I'm at the index 6 is done, right? Index 6 is done, and then I'll push it, and then I'll move forward to index 7. Now what is the value at index 7? 73. Now is 73 greater than 76? No, it's not. So we'll just move to the end of the array, and there's nothing else to do. So that means for these two guys there is no answer found, so we'll simply put 0 because that is what the question is about. Let's code it up. So we need an answer array, right, to maintain our answers. So this is going to be just as the temperature's length, and then what are we doing first? We're filling with zeros because if you remember, like in this case there's nothing we can do, right? So we just need to have zeros, so we'll have initially zeros. So if there is nothing filled, 0 will stay the same. And then we need a stack where we are going to be maintaining our indices, remember. And now we simply loop through the temperatures array, and then first we'll check if my stack is it empty. If that is the case, what will we do? We'll simply push whatever the current temperature is. No, wrong. We have to push the indices. We have to push the indices, right? Because indices is what helps us calculate the difference in the number of days, which is actually what we need. But if we did actually have this stack to be something, now what I'll do is I'll keep checking the last value of my stack. So the current, what is my current temperature? So my current temperature is temperature set I. Now I'll check, is my current temperature greater than the last value in my stack? So what is the last value in my stack? This is the last value in my stack. Now what does my stack represents? It represents indices and not the temperature. So I'll simply take this temperatures at my last index. Now if this is the case, if my current temperature, like in this case 74, is greater than 73, so that means what I'll do, I'll pop. So let's take the pop value to be stack.pop, right? So now my answer at pop, so first I'll push 0 for this, and then comes the index 1. So 74 is greater than 73. That means when I do pop, I'll get pop value to be 0. Now answer at pop will be what? Current index minus whatever the pop value I received. So current index is 1 and the pop value is 0. So that means answer at 0 is going to be 1 minus 0, which is exactly what we need, right? And then since here we have only one value, we do that. For example, if you remember, for 76, it's greater than 72, it's greater than 69, it's greater than 71. So for all of these values, the value is going to be I minus pop value, I minus pop value, I minus pop value accordingly. So finally, what we'll do is we'll push stack.push my current index. So see how we have the same kind of code here. So what we can do is we can simply remove this redundant code, stack.push. So this is not needed. Let's take it out, and instead of checking there, we'll check it here. If stack.length is greater than 0 and this happens, now I'll simply return my answer. So let's see if this is working. Okay, let's submit it. Yeah, as you can see, this is working fine. Hope you guys understood the video. Please give me a like if you did, and I'll be uploading videos related to Blind 75 and top interview questions. And if there are any questions that you would like me to do, please do let me know in the comment section, and please do consider subscribing. Have a great day.